What's up? What's up, everybody? And welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I am here with your girl, Finsanity 5. We had to link up and get this one done because this is just beautiful news for Dolphins Nation. Trouble in New England, trouble in Pennsylvania, trouble in Boston, ladies and gentlemen. The Patriots and Bill Belichick is scratching his head because he does not know what to do. COVID has punched Bill Belichick in the lips. And what is he going to do now that 5 players, and counting probably, have opted out of the 2020 season? And not only did they opt out, it's some of their best players. We're talking about Dante Hightower. We're talking about their starting center, their running back, and many more. They're opting out, man. What is the Patriots going to do? Or am I being a little too cocky in the fact that this could also hit Miami? We're going to break it all down, but before we do, make sure you hit that like button. We're trying to get over 200 likes on the video. Make sure you go check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at TDPHINSTALK. You can also find the content at dolphinstalk.com. Shout out to the mod squad in the building. I see y'all are here heavy right now. And make sure that if you do donate to the channel, preferably it's PayPal or Cash App, but shout out to everybody who uses the super chat as well. Finsanity, I'm not even going to start this one off. I'm going to let you start it off right. And you got to talk to me. You help me understand what's going on. Is this a celebratory moment or is it just a case of, you talk to the people, please?
Man, listen, I would say for the Dolphins, coming from them, us having to face the Patriots week 1, we can celebrate a little bit. I mean, not having a general, not having the general. People don't realize Dante Hightower was their play caller on defense. He was lining guys up. He was making sure they understood their assignments. Now you're bringing in a guy, possibly, I went and looked at it, Brandon Copeland. He has some experience, in the league. Most of us remember him from the Jets. Think of Copeland, 51, Jets. It'll come back to you because he's made some plays. But now, whereas Belichick, him and his son have had a guy there for years who knows the system, and you have a lot of young guys coming in this year. It's adding up that week 1. This is looking great for us, and I would seriously consider this Miami Dolphins every single play motion somebody. I don't care if we come out in a pistol and then move it to a shotgun. I don't care if we're taking the tight end Shaheen and Gesicki and moving them from one strong side to the other and then still running to the weak side. Just start getting in these young guys' head and start moving a lot of things around. I don't know. I mean, they have a month to get it together. They have a month to get it together, but it's literally looking like week 1, the tides could be changing for us. And I love this. I love this energy. Everyone doesn't, truly see us as a contender in the East, but if we can get a week 1 and a week 2 win, we're already on our way. But man, listen, for the Patriots, these guys, they have their rings. They've had, their opportunity to shine in the moment, and they're really thinking about their family. I'm not going to make, light of the situation. They're doing it for health reasons and, bigger concerns beyond football. So I'm not going to, try to, drag them or belittle them for doing that. But as far as it happening for us, I don't think so. I think the mindset that Flores has these guys in is that, listen, we're going to protect you as much as possible. You saw that even before where they were, creating protocols, to get us approved just so we could have fans, just taking the extra steps. And, we know that, what is his name? Ross has never spared any expense when it's come to player safety or for the team in general. So whatever it takes, I know Ross is going to have these guys feeling comfortable to where they can come into training camp and they feel positive going forward in the season. And having a guy like Flores, a leader like him, a leader of men, he's going to have these guys galvanized. He's going to have these guys ready to go into the season. Hey, listen, I know you have some concerns, but listen, we're going to address those. We're going to focus on football, and we're going to be collective one. I don't think any of our players seeing where we're heading and seeing the mindset that Flores has, one for all and all for one, fight for your brothers, come out here, compete, do what's best. I do not see any of our players personally opting out. Maybe, potentially, I'm saying none of our star players, none of the guys we expect to start. Whereas, some players, other teams have had that. I don't see any of our starters. We may get guys, who are, special teams guys who say, man, listen, I really don't want to risk it. I'm only going, be getting a couple snaps a game when we, do special teams. I'm okay. I'll see y'all next year. I'll come back and compete. But like as far as our offensive linemen, our defensive linemen, our linebackers, wide receivers, running backs, the starters, the people that they want to come and see, the core guys, I don't see them opting out personally. But you got it. You got the floor, TD. Sorry, that was a lot.
Listen, no, that was perfect. I couldn't have said it any better. You hit all the points except one, Finsanity.
Except for one.
It's 1 point you didn't hit, and I bet nobody's thinking about this in their mind right now.
Okay.
What's happening to the Patriots right now, think about the Miami Dolphins. See, I don't want to give it away. Ooh, look, the phone.
Okay, I'm thinking about us.
It's just going to ring. Think about the Miami Dolphins. Oh, it's over here. Hold on, guys.
And we're holding because TD has somehow got on a conference call, a business call. It's probably Miami Dolphins talking about him right now, but it's okay.
Listen, that was the actual the house phone, the business line, in other words. But anyway, people aren't thinking about one thing, what this means. And I'm not going to tell y'all. I want somebody to guess it. This, oh my gosh, I can't believe nobody's thinking about it. Hightower gone. Guys, something's going to happen to the Miami Dolphins game 1. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to know what that is. Something's happening game 1. There you go, Rashard Brown. Rashard Brown wins the day. Tua's going to start, baby. Tua's going to start. I'm telling you, this makes it even a greater possibility that Tua starts because the team isn't as big of a threat. It's game number 1 against a division rival. What better way? What better way for him to start? Your defensive leader not on the field, man. Tua, this is clearing the way even more for Tua Tagovailoa to start, man. I'm telling y'all, you don't think Flores is like, now it might be a little easier role for the rookie. It might be a little easier road. This might be a nice little test to throw him out there because, I mean, think about it. Think about it. Why wouldn't it?
I'm thinking about it.
Come on now. This is huge. This isn't just, the Patriots going to suck even more now. It gives less concern about the threat of that defense versus our offense. This is Tua. Listen, the waters are parting for Tua, y'all. The waters are parting for Tua to walk right down and take his feet. Let my people go. It's happening, y'all. Oh my gosh. Listen, it's happening. Y'all can get mad at me all you want. Y'all know it's happening right before our eyes. Everything. The man showed up with his fanny pack ready to ball. Now all of a sudden, players opting out. It's wartime, baby.
Okay, so TD, a lot of people feel like they're doing, I don't want to say they're doing this to free up space for Clowney, because at the end of the day, these are players' personal choices, to opt out. It's not like they went to to Dante Hightower and said, hey, you feel like opting out this year? We definitely would love to save the money to go get Clowney. But
this is not an issue for the players. This is not an issue for the players. The players did what they had to do. I know Dante Hightower, particularly, his mom isn't of the best health. Okay,
and he just had a kid.
And he just had a child. So he's won Super Bowls. He got cash. I'm gonna sit it out this year. I'm gonna let things go and see how this plays out. These guys are making decisions on an individual basis, but that also tells you that this league might just continue. You either play or you don't. You opt in or you opt out. So if you opt out, hey, Patriots, you got to figure it out. Find your replacements. That's what it's going to be, y'all. And I think that this league is going to continue. They're going to go right ahead regardless of who opts out. That's their personal choice. Nobody's required to play football. If you opt out, you opt out. That's what's going to happen. And you can't knock the players for doing it, but you also can't knock the league for moving on. It's a business. They can't go bankrupt. They can't go bankrupt for anybody, so we'll see. Again, I don't know if we're going to have a full season, but you know what I know we're going to have? We're going to have a game 1, and that's going to be against the New England Patriots. And Tua Tagovailoa going to have his coming out party and start his rookie MVP campaign. Let's go. Let's go.
MVP can't. Wait a minute. Are you saying he's going to be rookie of the year or he's going to be MVP? Like
both.
Both. Oh, both.
Why not?
Both.
Why not? Listen, Finsanity.
I'm listening.
Say Tua starts and we win 12 games. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
As a rookie, and he put up some really, really, really good numbers on this team. Come on now. He gonna be an MVP candidate. 12 wins and Tua started all the games. He gonna be an MVP candidate.
And who do you have the 4 losses against? Just I'm just indulging in this conversation. Who do you have the 4 losses against?
Who do I have the 4 losses against?
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's Saturday.
It doesn't matter. Just him being 12-4.
Because I don't have 4 losses, to be honest with you. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay. 16-0 all day, baby. 16-0. Listen, Finsanity. This is gonna be beautiful. They're gonna have a whole bunch of inexperienced players on that team. They're gonna have a whole bunch of their undrafted rookies are gonna play. Mm-hmm. We're in trouble. We're in trouble with our undrafteds. We're gonna be this is the part I don't like. See, the Patriots are gonna be a team that ends up taking some of our undrafted rookies. Mm-hmm. Mark my words. Some of our undrafted rookies somebody gets picked up out of Patriots. Mark my words.
They do it every year. I mean, it's nothing new, but go ahead.
So they're gonna try to get
Cheating.
Yes.
Cheating. You're putting the cart before the horse here. You're putting the cart before the horse here.
Well, maybe our cart pulling the horse. It's an electrical cart.
Let's before all this Tua starting stuff comes out, because I mean there will be articles about it. Listen. Let's see how he does in training camp. Let's really feel. I love that you're jumping off the cliff and you're really deep diving into this Tua-ness, this the ocean of Tua-ness and the doctrine of Tua. I really admire it. Like you haven't gone completely fanatic, but you're dipping your toe in the Tua fanatic,
Listen,
so
Tua's ready.
Let's first see how he does in training camp. I mean, listen. He gets a month. He gets a month to get his clap down. He gets a month, to get everything lined up. And listen, if all the stars align, because I mean, a lot of people still do not want this man to start. And I'm not going to dismiss, their claims and, their concerns.
Why they don't? What concerns? What concerns? Let me hear the excuses. Let me hear the excuses of those people. Why they don't want him to start and what concerns do they have? It's all ridiculous.
They're not my personal concerns.
I know, I mean, listen, but that's my point. All of them ridiculous.
Listen, some of them really want him to get fully acclimated to the speed of the game. Another one of them don't want him getting hit. I understand that.
Trash.
I don't feel that way. I feel like you're going to get hit regardless. It's the NFL. It's football. You're meant to get hit somehow, some way. Even linemen get hit. I mean, how many linemen get their ankle rolled on, and next thing you know, they're out.
They nervous. They know it's the same people that's nervous. Finsanity. Whatever reason you give me, it's the same people that's nervous. It's probably the same people that said he was the left hand of God and that he's the greatest thing ever. Then them the same people nervous now. Let them come out and show it. All these nervous people. Well, we don't want to rush him. I say we should just sit him for about 6 years. Stop. All these nervous people, stop being nervous. This your guy. This my guy now. Let's roll. Let's see a ball. All these.
Listen,
I swear. Before the draft, this guy was ready day one when he healthy. If he's healthy, he's a day one starter. We draft him in. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should just what? Now you're scared. Now you're nervous. Come on, man.
Like I said, I feel like as a fan base, I'm not playing, the decisiveness. Personally, I feel like this. If Tua goes out and balls out in training camp and he is the clear-cut favorite, best quarterback out there, you should start week 1.
And the point is, what people get mad at me about is he should be the clear-cut favorite. See, they get mad. They don't want to hear that because they're scared that Fitz going to beat them out.
But see, to me, that's why I say let it play out. That's my feelings. Let it play out in training camp. If Fitz balls more than Tua, then darn it, I'm stuck with Fitz. If Tua goes out there and is just, being Tua touch, as I've dubbed him many a times, Tua touch. If he's going out there and he's dropping it in the basket for those guys and it looks good, I mean, granted, it's going to get tested against our secondary and the defense we have. So that's great. So we're going to have, some semblance of what it's really going to look like, once they really put those guys out there. But at the end of the day, I don't think Tua's afraid to get hit. Tua's never been afraid coming back from an injury. I've seen him come back from plenty of injuries, and he's still out there playing like Tua. Granted, when he came back from the ankle injury, he wasn't running as much as he normally did, in previous seasons. But to me, if Tua really says that he's ready, then I know he is. He knows his body better than, me. I understand people's concerns about him getting hit because getting hit by an NFL player is 100% completely different than getting hit by a college player in some realms. But why not? If he's fully healthy and he feels like he's good to go and he's not going to be afraid to get hit. The man does not play, hesitant. He does not play with fear. The man goes out there and just does his job. I mean, he goes out there and he slings that ball. He goes out there and he executes plays. And I've seen it. And I've seen him play on an injury. And I've seen him play coming back early from an injury and still go out there with no fear, no hesitation, still going through his steps, his mechanics, his technique, and all that. So to me, for people to really say it's about him getting hit, I get that. But to me, knowing Tua's not afraid. Tua's not scared. There's no hesitation in him.
Why these fans trying to be scared for him? That's what gets me. And now I'm about to go on a comment section tirade because I see some comments that done trigger me. Number one, Josh Fernandez. We don't need to rush him when guys can win us some games. That's the problem with some of our fans now. Win us some games. Ain't nobody want to win some games. We've been winning some games for 20 years. Some games. Ain't nobody, people tired of winning some games. Listen, we want to win a lot of games.
TD, hold up.
They asked for insanity.
TD, hold up. TD, hold up.
David Nance, I'm on you next. Go ahead, Finsanity. I'm on your comment next.
People have, and this is the thing, people have single-handedly synonymized our future success completely. The only correlation they have to our future success is Flores and Tua. They don't think going forward, years to come, past this whole, I guess, Fitzcapade, this Fitz journey we're going through that people seem to be okay with. Like, I don't think the children of Israel were okay with being in the wilderness for 40 years, but darn it, that was their own doing. If we're going to sit here in this, wilderness of Fitz, then that's our problem because we're allowing it to happen. But hey, we're not going to get into that. If they don't want
putting all their eggs in one basket.
They don't want that future to be going like that. They don't have enough. They don't believe enough that Tua is 100% that it's okay to put him out there. They're so afraid. My thing is like this: we weren't crying when, and I hate to say this, we were not crying when Tannehill was getting his behind whooped and getting back up.
Ain't say a word. Ain't say a word. Him or Rosen. See, it's just that guy.
TD, it's football. You're like I said, you're going to get hit somehow, some way. Why not get it out the way? To me, it's like get it out the way. I mean, you know what? No. You're thinking about TD. You ever seen Friday Night Lights? Lights?
Yes.
Remember Booby? If you want to win, put Booby in. And they brought Booby back before the injury. And the first time he got on that field, what happened to Booby? Well, yeah, that's the season. And they correlated the success so much to Booby that they didn't want to see that the team.
They're relying on one guy. They're relying on one guy who they don't even know what he's going to turn out to be.
Still got to the championship. Granted, they lost, right? Yeah, they lost. But they were still in it. Were still in it.
Man, they see Finsanity, they going off in the comment section again, and I'm about to go back at them. David Nance continued. He is the greatest, but why rush him back from his injury? Let the man completely heal first. We are not in any microwave hurry. Okay. Hold on. Let the man completely heal? Ain't that what they said he's done? They said he's completely healed. Not only is he completely healed, the hip is stronger than it's ever been. It's stronger than it was before the injury.
You know what's going to be really funny is when when he actually does get out on the field and I mean he balls out. The same people who said sit him and wait.
I told you, TD, he was going to be great.
You don't
know what you're talking about.
You're hedging your bets. And like,
that's what they doing.
That's money when you hedge your bets.
Yep. That's what they doing. Yourself. They nervous.
You want to win. You want the team to be the best. And if Tua gives you the opportunity to be the best, it's listen, he's not a newborn baby. He's not. He is a man. I mean, I think he's an adult. I think he's a man. He's been through enough injuries to know where he's at. I mean, granted, he's never been through this, but like I said, he's played through injuries. He understands his body a lot more than what we do. If he's not afraid to get hit, we should not be anyone is one hit away. For him.
The man is 1,000% healthy. He rocked the fanny pack yesterday. You know his confidence at all-time high. The man's fine, man. We are building for the future, TD, for the next decade, not for this year. So stop with all this nonsense. This is what I'm talking about. They talk about we building for the future, relying on one player. What happens if he does go out there and get hurt? Then what future are you talking about? If he's the only thing that matters in our future, then we just signed ourselves up for the riskiest future. Tua ain't the only one, man. There's more to that than one guy. You play to win now with the team you have. If you don't have the personnel, you keep building for the future, but you still play to win now. You think Bill Belichick is, with all these players missing, it ain't going to still try to go out and win the Super Bowl now?
Hi, Doug.
Regardless of the personnel, he still is going to try to win now. It's just that's the personnel you have. You don't hold players in an incubator. Shout out to the homie Doug. What he has?
He says, question: if Flores doesn't think he is ready and starts Fitz, would you trust Flores? Yes.
Yes, I'll trust Flores.
This is all contingent on, because I said let it play out in training camp. This is all contingent on Tua going to training camp and being the clear-cut favorite to start, but then him sitting because I guess. I don't want to say they're protecting him, because to me that's a shot at him, and I don't think that is, because they're trying to get him more acclimated, especially since there won't be a preseason this year for him to actually see some game time action.
Nope, I ain't giving him that excuse either, Fitzgerald.
But listen, if Fitz starts, oh my gosh, I might be I don't know how I'm gonna deal with if Fitz starting. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that.
Exactly. Let me answer Doug on this one. Of course, I'll trust Flores if he doesn't think he's ready. Uh-huh. But let's understand something. Let's understand the context of that question. Thinking he's ready ain't gonna have nothing to do with his injuries.
Cheating.
It's going to have to do with his play on the field. He ain't ready. Let's get that straight, Dolphin fans. If Flores doesn't think he's ready, it ain't going to be injury related. It's going to be play related. And yes, I'm going to trust Flores, but that's my concern. If he ain't ready, then that's what you drafted as your 5th overall pick. A guy who ain't ready to play over Ryan Fitzpatrick, period. And I trust Flores. If that's the decision he makes to say the kid ain't ready, then that means Flores says he's not better than Fitz right now. That's where I'm at with it. It's that simple. That's why, in my opinion, he's going to be ready and Flores going to trust it. Because if he ain't, then we should be concerned as Dolphin fans. We should be concerned as Dolphin fans. We should be. A lot of y'all don't want to hear that, and you don't like that, but that's the truth. That is the straight up truth. If Flores doesn't think the kid ready, it ain't gonna have nothing to do with injuries. It's because he don't think he ready to play on the field. And that's the number 5 overall pick that we selected. I personally think I know the kid ready. So I couldn't see Flores doing that. I do. But if Flores pick Fitz over him, I'm concerned now. What's going on in camp to where this kid ain't blowing Fitz magic out?
Okay, so what if, because like people are trying to say you're hating, which is not, because facts is facts. Because Flores has said the person who gives the best chance to win plays. So facts is facts, people. Now, if you want, my thing is like this. It seems like some people have a thesaurus, an atlas, an encyclopedia, a dictionary listed of excuses, of every excuse known to man for why if Fitz starts, it's not because Tua's not ready. It's okay if Tua's not ready. That's fine. If he's not ready, that's okay. He's a rookie. He's a rookie without a preseason. TD, I'm trying to be their advocate.
That ain't what they told us. That ain't what they told us before we drafted him.
I'm trying to be
That ain't what they told us.
I'm trying to be the voice for these people.
What did they tell us, Finsanity? Those same people you being a voice for, what did they tell us before we drafted him? What did they tell us?
He's ready. He's ready. He's healthy. He's healthy. Organization.
He's a day one starter. If Fitz doesn't have a shot, that's what they told us.
They told us, the best rated prospect. I think. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not going to dismiss, people's concerns. I'm not going to sit there. I personally think with the coaching staff that we have and with, I guess, Fitz's leadership with people, always want to throw out, but then take it back, that Tua within a month could possibly be ready. If Fitz really knows that playbook so well, so in and out, and you talk about how smart Tua is, if you don't think that Fitz could teach him that, then what was the point? What was even the point of keeping Fitz at this point? So he could go out there and do it? All right, cool. Okay, that's cool. We could talk about that. But at the end of the day, I really feel like Tua could be ready. Like, you want to sit here talk about Fitz's, leadership and how, he's a voice and how he's helping. But then the next thing you want to do, you want to act like the guy can't get another guy ready. Tua is very cerebral. Tua is very intelligent. Tua really understands the game really well and sees it from an amazing point of view. So I really feel like that, and this is probably the only praise you're ever going to hear from Fitz about me. And with Fitz, even if Fitz is with him every single day, just drilling it into his head, the verbiage, what should be happening, what to look for, and all that, Tua possibly could be ready. Could be ready. It's kind of like, remember that movie? What is that? Ready. She's All That. I hate that I got to keep. And the guy, he had to take, I don't want to say she was the outlier girl and make her prom queen, but he knew the tools of how to make a girl a prom queen because he was going to be the prom king. He's like, I just got to change and tweak all this stuff. I really feel like with Tua's mind and the mold that he has, the teaching, and people you want to talk about, his mechanics. If his mechanics are already there and his techniques are already there and all he has to do is learn the playbook and you're giving him all this time to learn it, why could he possibly not be ready? To me, the only concern you should have, to me, it's not even a concern. If you want to say health, go ahead. But to me, like, you guys got to stop, treating Tua like a porcelain doll. He's not going to break, guys. He is so much. He does contain so much value, but to me, I don't put it all on Tua to save this organization. I don't put it all on Tua to, give us winning seasons. It's a team. And if the team is right around Tua, it's only going to make him shine more. You guys are so focused on Tua that you're not looking at the team as a whole. Because what if Tua goes ahead and balls out, and then our defense somehow completely flops? Who do we blame then? Who do we blame? It's a team sport. Everyone has to work collectively. Yes, we want what's best for Tua. And if Tua gives us the best chance to win, that's why I went out there. I'm sorry. That's what did Douglas say? I want the best QB on the field. Yes, but to say it's Flores doesn't pick Tua doesn't mean there is a problem with Tua. More, he has to learn a brand new system that fits has played him for years. Yes, Doug, and I get that. But there's no. To me, it's like studying for a test. And I have the best, because you say he's played in years, and potentially the best tutors every single day with me. If I can't go out there and at least get a B plus, let's just say a B. Let's just say Tua go out there and play B level. That's good for me. Tua going to play a B. If I have the best tutor, because that's what you guys are saying, Fitz has played it for years, so he should know this. Gailey should know this, and they should be with Tua every single, when he's not doing conditioning, strength and conditioning, and when he's not, what's the name? Hey, let's look at this section. Let's study this part. If you're telling me that they can't get this kid ready, we got some bigger problems.
Listen, the thing is, here's what people need to understand about Chan Gailey, okay? Uh-huh. People always say Chan Gailey's offense. Listen to Flores and know Chan Gailey's history. Here's the veteran savviness of Chan Gailey. Yes, he has an offense, but it changes. It changes based off of his personnel. That's why Flores fell in love. That's why Flores wanted Chan Gailey. He can dumb things down for the young guys, and he can customize an offense that best fits the personnel. You know how scheme fit matters? Scheme fit definitely does matter. But Chan Gailey is the epitome of looking at the personnel he has, creating a scheme that'll maximize everybody on the field. So when we say Fitz knows the system, that's not how Chan Gailey works. Chan Gailey looks at what he has and then he makes his system. Chan Gailey is that much of a football mind on the offense. That's the untold part about football that nobody talks about. Is the best coaches are looking at their personnel and creating a system that best fits their personnel. Think about it. We could run a cover 2 and a 3-4 all we want. But with all these rumors about running a single high, why you think there's rumors about running a single high? Because the personnel we have with 2 lockdown, quote unquote, corners, now we're switching the system to fit the players we have. That's what Chan Gailey is. He's not this is my playbook, Fitz knows it. No, he's let me look at my personnel, what they do well, what they don't do well. Now let me show you the system I want to run with these guys. And everybody has to learn that system. Tua has had a head start and they're learning this system because he's had a 2-month head start because he was able to come into the facilities 2 months before everybody else because the NFL allowed people that were hurt to come in who had injuries. So the whole Fitz knowing the system and having played under it. And another thing, if you look at the breakdown, Chan Gailey is about a 58% passer, 42% rusher. That's a heavy dose of rushing. It ain't overwhelmingly pass. So you're gonna have the run game going, and you're gonna have a system where they're throwing the ball. But Tua, just as smart, I'll let y'all debate that. Just as smart as the Harvard guy. In a spread offense, that's what he's ran his whole career. That's what he's ran. And this guy should be ready. So if Flores doesn't pick Tua, then Tua ain't ready more than Ryan Fitzpatrick is. And I'm concerned about that because I thought that we were drafting a brain who should be able to pick it up. A simplistic offense. Let's not forget. That's why O'Shea ain't here. And that's why Chan Gailey came in. He knows how to make it simplistic for the young guys. That was your boy's problem. He didn't know how to break it down and make it simple for the young guys. So I don't think that's a case of, Fitz got a leg up because he played with Chan Gailey back here and back there. Matter of fact, that was in 2010 to 2012, and then again in 2014 to 16 or something like that. I mean, this is a whole new NFL, and Chan Gailey is going to recognize that and make his offensive scheme approach to what's happening now in this league. We got to give Chan Gailey more credit than that. Shout out to Pete. Shout out to Pete with the donation saying every year plays change and quarterbacks need to learn it. Exactly. It's not going to be the same cookie cutter because it wasn't good enough in the past. Go ahead.
Repost your comment because I went up and I didn't see it, but I want to look at it because you asked me to. So Javier, sorry if it's a lot, but try to repost your comment. I'm gonna look for it.
Shout out to G Love T with the donation saying if the Bengals with little they have can have confidence to start Joe Burrow, the Dolphins with as much better roster, should do the same. Start Tua. Listen, here's my thing. I don't understand this notion of save him or what. If we're still building the team. Okay, we got our quarterback. He plays, and now we look at the team as a whole and see what we need to build next year. See, people think that the buck starts and ends with the quarterback. We got the quarterback. Put him in there, look at the team, and evaluate what you need. Because you're not going to get a true representation of what you need if you ain't got the guy who's going to be carrying the future anyway. See, people need to understand that. Put it like this. That's like starting a terrible quarterback. Let's say, just hypothetically, say we didn't have Fitz. Say you got a terrible quarterback. And you got Tua. Well, we need to start the terrible quarterback so that we can save Tua. But are we really evaluating the wide receivers now? They got a terrible quarterback. How do we know how good they are? How do we know what their chemistry is going to be with a certain guy? How do you evaluate that? You don't evaluate it. You need everything. However you envision the future, it needs to start now so that we can actually see what we need. So we can see what we need. You don't plug it in later and then say, oh, well, that actually doesn't work with that. No, this guy needs to be on that field playing football. That simple. That simple.
Like I said, and I'm going to be very adamant about this. If Tua is the clear-cut favorite, best quarterback in training camp, I mean, they've told us that he's healthy. Like, they've told us that he's healthy. And my thing is like this, people really overlooked a comment that Fitz said. He says, I want to help the guy, but I also want to be out there on Sunday. So to me, Fitz understands that this guy could be ready, that this guy is healthy, that this guy is going, to be ready to compete. Yeah, I'm going to help him. Yeah, I'm going to get ready. But at the end of the day, it's still competition. Well, if they told Fitz, hey man, listen, we're going to, sit Tua, in the beginning of the year, I don't think that verbiage comes out of Fitz's mouth, especially in an interview months ago, I believe that was. So, and listen, like I said, I personally want them to play it out in training camp. A lot of people want to keep throwing this fastball health comment. At the end of the day, the man said he's healthy. He says he's healthy. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, so hold up. Can you put Javier's comment up real quick? Because he wanted us to look at it, and I want to look at it real quick.
Let's see.
So I'm going to do, so I'm going to try to.
TD Finsanity, the QBs all got the playbook at around the same time. They all got to learn it. Playbooks change all the time. Whoever learned the playbook best will play. And Javier, they all got it at the same time, but Tua's been in the facility watching film with coaches and everything before everyone else. because the league allowed those who had an injury to come in and work with the team on their injury. But as far as everything that was coming out, Tua has already been meeting with the coaches and everything. And they're impressed at him in the film room and all of this and that and this. So he's already been looking at film. He's already been watching film, not just at home by himself, but with staff. So I couldn't imagine, everybody got the playbook at the same time. Listen, no, I don't think that's the case.
And you know, it kind of also goes to people's personal expectations. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They may be expecting Tua, to come in here and, throw the ball like 35 times a game. But the coaching staff could be saying, hey, Tua, listen, we don't need you to do that. We're not expecting you your first year to come in here and just do that. So I feel like when they see Tua, they still correlate the Bama offense to him, where like he should just be consistently throwing it and airing it out. But we brought in some veteran running backs for a reason, and we're going to utilize them. We're not just going to say, Howard and Breida just, stand back there and block every down. No. Or Belichick, for those who still believe in Belichick. I really feel like it's people's personal expectations of what they want to see Tua to do, of how they correlate his success. And to me, I correlate his success and being in the best situation, going out there, making plays and not making mistakes and putting us in the best opportunity to win. And that's the one thing I love about Tua. He doesn't turn over the ball that much. Even for, his high, passing, percentage of passing plays he had to run in Bama. Granted, it was against, some, questionable competition. But at the end of the day, he never just tried to force the issue. He never had to say, oh, this play has to work. He let the play come to him. He didn't necessarily always try to go out and get it. And he always made the right choice. So to me, people need to really, really understand and appreciate Tua for what he is. Not just his arm. Appreciate his mind. People want to talk about how he sees and how he makes read. Well, appreciate these things about him. Don't just put it on, his left arm. He's more than that. And don't just expect for them to say, hey, rookie, go out there and just, throw the ball. We brought in a lot of,
running backs.
And even the offensive linemen we brought in, some run blockers. They're going to want to run the ball. They're going to, they're not going to say, hey, Tua, we know you're coming back from an injury. So how about, we just, put you in more instances where you potentially could get hit. No. Like it goes back to you saying, the balance and all that. And yes, his decision making, his visions, rely on the good things, the positive things about this young man. Don't make it seem like, oh, he's in such a horrible situation, and to throw them out there on the field with these guys is like the worst possible thing in the world. No, he has some wide receivers who we feel good about. He has some running backs who we feel like could get some yardage and put him in, third and shorts. You feel me? Not where it's third and long and it's that other team can, send the house because they know undoubtedly that the Dolphins have to pass the ball to get the first down. We've been in those situations. We've gone through that era. We have something new. We have something different. We could have a defense that's putting him on, the opponent's side of the field already. Okay, Tua, man, listen. Let's get some points on this drive. Don't turn the ball over. We're going to try to get a drive. We're going to try to get it going, sustain it. Just don't turn it over. Don't make a mistake. We put you in a great situation. You're on the opponent's side of the field. We may need 10, 15 yards to get in a field goal position. Push come to shove. We'll take the points, get off the field. People are acting like they want Tua to come in and score 100 points a game. Let's be more realistic. They want Tua to score 42 points a game. How about we be a little bit more realistic? They want Tua to come in and score like, let's say 31 points a game. So we have a defense. We can lean on our defense. We don't have to lean on Tua. We will have a running game. I'm telling you right now, come what may, the Miami Dolphins this year, bold prediction, it's not even a bold prediction because we know how we felt about these running backs. We'll have a running game. So it's not all on Tua. Stop putting it all on Tua. It's not like Tua every single play.
Yeah, it's not.
Come on.
It's not all on him. It's not all on him. But he do need to be on that field.
Yeah.
Period. Over Ryan Fitzpatrick. I have a question for everybody who doesn't. I have a question for everybody who doesn't see that logic. If Rosen starts all 16 games, should we be concerned about Tua? If Rosen starts all 16 games, should we be concerned about Tua? Put it in the comment section. Yes or no? No qualifiers. Yes or no? If Rosen starts all 16 games, should we be concerned about Tua? Now y'all Rosen fans, y'all don't respond, Rosen fans. Y'all saying no, we shouldn't be concerned about Tua if Rosen starts all 16 games.
What did he do with the 16 games?
Okay, we go 4-12, but Rosen started all 16 games. Should we be concerned about Tua?
Listen, you really want me to play devil's advocate all day today?
I'm just saying that's a fair question to me. If we go 4-12, but Rosen started every game, should we be concerned about Tua?
I would have to hear from Flores on why. I would have let's be honest. He has somehow, some way been transparent enough. I don't want to say he's always been completely transparent because he's never given the media what they've asked for, but he's been transparent enough with his reasoning. So to me, it would be that, because it would be a question every week. If you're 4-12, I'm pretty sure every week, are we going to see Tua next week? When is Tua going to come in? It's going to be a question every week. And I'm going to have to hear what Flores says. Like,
you know what I'm coming to the conclusion of, Insanity?
No, TD, I don't know what, because
most of the people saying that they wouldn't be concerned about Tua. Here's what I'm coming to the conclusion of. This man, Tua Tagovailoa, can literally come into training camp and legitimately struggle hard. See, nobody wants to talk about the realistic possibilities. He could literally be struggling hard. He could really be having a hard time acclimating himself on the next level. He could actually come in not looking well. And people would be like, that wouldn't concern me about him. See, what they want to do is they want to ignore any possibility that he actually does struggle and doesn't show great flashes on the next level. See, they don't even want to even think that's a possibility. See, the smart thing about Arizona, they at least made sure Josh Rosen's rookie year, they could see if that was a possibility. See, we want to go in blind like we did for the last 20 years and can care less because we fall in love with the individual like we did for the last 20 years. Always fall in love with the specific guy, or a specific few guys. See, we don't care. We will go in blind thinking that it's the Messiah. But if that guy doesn't turn out, now we done cost ourselves 5 to 10 more years. See, that's what a lot of Dolphin fans do. They don't want to go out there and find out what they have, whether it's a bust or not. They want to save something that they don't even know if it's going to work out or not because they want to automatically assume that it's going to work out. That's one of the biggest problems we have. We automatically want to assume that we got the guy of the future versus testing it. Trying to figure out. He ain't got to be spectacular, but you will see in his rookie season, if he on the field, certain intangibles and certain behaviors and characteristics that tells you he's the future, even if it's ugly. Peyton Manning threw all them picks, but they saw certain things that knew that he was going to turn that corner. They saw it. Same, it ain't no difference with Tannehill. As much as people didn't like Tannehill, at least they saw some semblance of, you know what, I think he might have it. He might. He's struggling in this, but it is getting a little better. They saw the progress. But what they want to do with Tua is go in straight up blind. And what they're not going to be prepared for is if he sits this whole season and then they try to play him next season and he ain't playing well and he ain't looking good. And then the year after that, he's still not looking good. Then what was all this waiting for? Nobody sits here and wait around on the 5th overall pick. They put him out there and let him play football because the guy in his place is a journeyman that ain't gonna be here for 2 years. You go ahead and let your guy get the valuable experience he needs now. You let him work out those kinks now. You let him work out a lot of those issues now. Most of these guys we signed are even on 2-year deals. I just, for the life of me, don't understand the logic of sit him and you don't even know what he is in the NFL.
Here, listen, TD.
We're going off of a college player. Look how many top college players came in being bust at the quarterback position. And we're going off of college. We don't even know what he is on the next level.
So what you're saying is it's like someone having an investment portfolio in front of them, but never putting the money in to see if it's going to grow. Never mind. We ain't going to get into it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to go there today.
Thank you.
But M4L Vinny says AFC is too tough. Just start Fitz. Is it not going to be tough next year or the year after?
You.
Or exactly. You know what, M4L, you are so right. The AFC is eventually going to die down, and the day that it dies down, that's the day, because we don't want to see Tua against real competition. That is the worst comment of the day. M4L.
No, put him in when it's easier. What is going on around here? What's happening? What's happening?
That is,
I don't get it.
NFL. The NFC is tough. These are supposed to be the best of the best to be in every week. Come on, man. I get to say
Ravens if he's that good, why would we strip him from the potential of being like Russell Wilson?
He is.
I don't get it.
Listen, and people don't. And I'm going to say this, even with, I guess, there being other healthier guys, if people want to talk about health, even with there being other healthier guys available, the Dolphins still took a chance on this guy. So they see something.
EM need to stop with this crap. Stop with this career-threatening injury.
Time out. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let me address this one. For it to be a career-threatening injury, he came back. He sure enough came back faster than what everyone said. TD,
100% healthy. No. And they say it's actually stronger than it's ever been.
People tell us to keep that same energy, but the energy before the draft was so drastically different than what I'm seeing now that he's on this team. This is beyond, you know what? This is beyond me. If it's a career-threatening injury, we should have never pulled that card. His name should have never been written. If that's what they really, really thought. The man came back so fast from that they were astonished that he even had tape to put out of him throwing before the draft. I'm not using health as a scapegoat for this man. He says he's healthy. The organization says he's ready to come in. So why are we, the fan base, the only ones that are with a microphone and a loudspeaker? I can see us right now outside, sit Tua. He's not healthy. And then Flores says, oh, man, listen, he's healthy. He's ready. No, he's not healthy. Please don't. I want him to wait. Flores comes out. Man, listen, I'm seeing great things from Tua. That hip looks good. His motion and all that is amazing. We would be, he's going to start. Fan base. Nah, he's not healthy. That to me, how many times does the man have to say he's healthy for y'all to get it through your head that he's healthy? That's like a doctor telling you something and you keep ignoring what he's telling you. If the man says he's healthy, and I've known Tua never to be a liar, he is not a liar from my standpoint.
If Baltimore knew what they knew now, they would have started Lamar week 1 instead of week 8 or whenever they did. If Houston knew what they knew now, they would have started Watson week 1 instead of when they did. Hell, if Kansas City knew what they knew now, they wouldn't even care that Alex Smith was still good. It wouldn't have mattered. So when people use these guys that sat as a benchmark, every single team that sat them probably thinks in their mind, we could have started them day 1. They would have still been this good. They would have still been this good. Man, listen, I'm
Like
with
I
you,
said,
Javier. Tua showed up with a fanny pack. He healthy. End of discussion. It's that simple.
Javier's the GOAT.
I don't listen. For the life of me, I don't get it though.
EM.
And EM with
EM,
this,
don't
I
act
want
like,
him
no,
to
no,
be
no.
as healthy as possible.
Don't.
Well, okay, what point is that? If you want him to be as healthy as possible, should we wait 10 years down the line?
No, EM said 5 or 6 games. EM has not gone on the tirade of send him a whole year. I think EM earlier said 5 to 6 games and stuff like that. But I mean, if the man says he's healthy, that's what I'm going to believe. Don't ask a rhetorical question because what's the name? I'm not going to blatantly answer it. But how many interviews does he have to do? Will it be the 289th interview where you're like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, because my thing is like this. What does it benefit him that now that he's on a team to keep saying, oh yeah, I'm healthy, I'm ready, I want to get out there, I want to compete? What does it benefit him? He could literally say, hey man, listen, guys, I need some time to, I'm still rehabbing and I need some, more time. He says he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he put his career, this career-ending injury, in more career-ending jeopardy if he shouldn't be out there?
Listen.
To me, it's like I said, Tua is our newborn baby, and we want him to crawl before he walks.
And we need to stop treating him like that. That's the problem. We're treating him like a newborn baby. That's the problem. And this is actually, oh my God, this is crazy to me. We're treating this grown man, like he a little baby. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. The guy is healthy. And on top of that, see, somebody said, why can't we just enjoy Tua being on our team? That's like saying, why couldn't we just enjoy Charles Harris being on our team? Because we don't even know what we got. We don't even know what we have. People can sit there all they want. Just because I'm being a realist in this situation, because I know it's a lot of cases where I'm not being a realist, where I'm my team going 20-0. That ain't me being a realist. But when I'm a realist and I say we don't know what we have, because all these people want to live off of his college career. How many quarterbacks that went in the top 10 end up being bust? This is going to be the next this, that, and this. Plenty. We don't know what we have.
TD.
We know what we had in college, but this is a whole. We're in the NFL now. You don't find out what you have until he get on the field and show you.
TD. In their mind, they know what Tua is going to be in the NFL.
Of course, nothing's
they
wrong
have
with that.
so much blind. They have so much blind
but
trust.
They want to ignore the possibility
that what he's going to be in this NFL. I mean, listen, the odds are. Hold up. Oh, thank you, Cheney. He got so much faith in his future. They don't have any faith in his present. That's very interesting to me. So much faith in what he's going to do and what he's going to become, but they don't think that he should be doing that this year if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dudley wants to come on tonight, TD.
I say you do a panel tonight with this subject so I can come on and chat. LOL. Too much to say and too much to speculate to type. I get it, man. I'll try because I was supposed to do a real talk tonight. So I'll hit you up in a personal text if I'm able to tonight, and we'll go live because this is a good topic. Because this is a good one, man. Yeah, he need to show up so he can get some of this.
And I think what's going on with people's head, and this is what's going on with people's head. And it's crazy to me. This is all that Tua is healthy, and Tua goes out and shows that he is what's best going into week 1. He goes out in training camp and he balls out so much, like they believe, that he should be the week 1 starter. This is not contingent upon, Tua going out and, not looking, his best. And I feel like people, they have so much correlation with you before the draft that they can't see that you've really turned a leaf, and it's about, now that he's on the team, it's about what's best for the team. And if Tua is what's best for the team, then why should we as a fan base ignore that? Then why should we as a fan base say, oh man, listen, he's the better quarterback and he's healthy and he's ready to go, but we're not going to put him out there because we're still scared about something that he says he's okay from. No one is saying that Tua is definitely going to start week 1. There is so many, like Dudley says, speculations and variables that go into TD's comment. People, but we're saying if Tua is healthy and he goes out there and he looks like he's ready, because I mean, Flores is the best, I guess the better judge, of all this. I mean, he's going to get to see him every day. He's going to know what he's looking for in his quarterback. And if Tua checks off all these boxes, as you like to say, and there's not a one box that's left unchecked for this man going into week 1, it's the fact that some of you guys will literally sit there with a straight face and saying, you love this team. You love a player. You love one player more than you love this team.
Listen, man, EM, stop. You're a hater, EM. You say I hate Tua, you be hating on me. And let me tell you why you be hating on me. Because you can't comprehend, bro. What does what I'm saying right now have to do with hating on Tua? I want him to start because I know that he's the better quarterback. But if Flores doesn't start him, then it concerns me. What in that is hate? Your comprehension, bro. Please break down the words that I say so you can actually comprehend what I'm saying. That ain't hate. That's concern. I would have a legitimate concern if Tua doesn't start over Ryan Fitzpatrick.
But TD, you also have to.
That's a concern.
Hold up, wait, because you would have to see why. There would be, Flores would come out with a why. Now, granted, some of us might say the why is complete crap, and like we see it for what it is. But Flores, for the most part, has not given us crap. He's given us, like I said, enough. He's given us enough. He's not giving us too much. He's not out here, laying out the landscape of his plan. But listen, what if it's already in Flores' plans? It could possibly be in Flores' plans already to bring Tua along slowly. And what's it? We haven't thought about the opportunity. We, as I guess, me and you specifically, as I want to say over fanatics. No matter what it takes, we want the best on the field, week in and week out. We don't want to make excuses for players. I mean, you have made excuses for some players, but you've told it how it is with your excuse. It was more factual than an excuse. You feel me? And there was like some real facts behind what you were saying.
Let me ask you a question, Fintani.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, and everybody in the comment section.
Okay.
If Tua Tagovailoa is head and shoulders just balling out above Ryan Fitzpatrick, does Brian Flores start Tua? Put it in the comment section. Or should he start Tua? If he's just obviously better than Fitz, should he start Tua?
Yes.
You gave me a yes. Now let's listen to the comment section. And I'd like to hear your answer on this, EM. Give me your answer on this one. Should he start Tua if he's head and shoulders better?
Poseidon, I know that, Poseidon, but I'm trying to.
So I'm getting all these yeses and absolutes, right? Now let me hit you with this. You know where the area of contention is in this subject? The area of contention, the true area of contention that we're not talking about, is the fact that some people are giving Ryan Fitzpatrick more credit than he deserves.
Dude,
that's where the real contention here is coming.
No, don't you do that.
That's where the real contention is. No, First of all, you need to understand who the journeyman is. And if Tua Tagovailoa ain't head and shoulders above the journeyman, miss me with that crap.
Don't do it.
Miss me with it.
Don't do it.
You giving Ryan Fitzpatrick too much credit because he had 8 good games in the end of the season. And forget about the first 8. You give that man way too much credit. That's the problem here. We're sitting there comparing Ryan Fitzpatrick to our first overall pick, who we hope turns out to be Mahomes-like, turns out to be Russell-like, Lamar, Watson, whoever you want to call it, on their level. Ryan Fitzpatrick ain't even close to none of their level. So if Tua Tagovailoa ain't head and shoulders better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, get it straight now. I'm concerned about Tua because he ain't close to those four guys' level. So point blank, last response on this. The Tua Tagovailoa y'all saying we were drafted should at least be in the conversation of Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes, at least in the conversation. He could be number 5 on that list. But what y'all told me we was drafted, that's the conversation that he should be in this league. But y'all acting like Ryan Fitzpatrick is a close second to any of them guys. He ain't even close. He ain't even close. He ain't even close. Y'all get excited about us spreading the offense out and him doing Ryan Fitzpatrick crazy stuff and winning a few games. We won 5 freaking games. Cuz I'm going in. He won 5 games. Y'all giving the man way too much credit.
He actually did what Vegas thought he would do. I think last year our over-under was like somewhere around 5.5. I think.
This man, listen,
4.5, 5.5, somewhere around there.
That's the problem. They're giving Ryan Fitzpatrick too much credit. They're comparing Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Was like, but Ryan Fitzpatrick's really good, you know. So if he's a little better than Tua right now, it's okay. No. If Ryan Fitzpatrick is better than Tua in any facet, I am telling you, how can you sit here and say that he's going to be a Mahomes-like or Lamar-like or Russell-like? No. I ain't, listen, I'm sorry. I criticize everybody to the T. Unless you got a good reason not to be. And at the end of the day, Tua Tagovailoa is way better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's why I say the man is going to start. Period. And that ain't hating because he is better than Ryan Fitzpatrick by far. And if you disagree with that, speak it. Tell everybody you disagree with that right now so that we can get a real understanding. So we can now realize that you don't feel like he's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick by far. And the key word is by far.
Doug is really listen. You know what? Because I love, Doug is from Jersey, so I already know what type of energy he's on. So I already know how he's TD. I love TD real talk. But when you have a goat like Doug that wants to come on here, you kind of got to do it. Like, Doug, what time do you get off? Because remember, he's Eastern Standard Time.
I'm gonna have to figure it out, man.
So put some respect on Fitz's name.
And thank you. See, I'm getting a text right now from the homie who watching the show right now saying, "Didn't you ask the question a couple of months ago about Tua versus Fitz?" Yes, I did. You know what everybody told me? By far better, way better by far. That's what the answer was 3 months ago, 4 months ago. It ain't even close. You can't even put them in the same realm. That's what they told me a few months ago. Now all of a sudden, no, man.
I love Mike. No. I love Mike because this right here, I love Mike. I love you so much. I don't know if I ever get to meet you in this lifetime, but this man said it doesn't matter if he's better.
What happened?
Mike said it doesn't matter if he's better. You're telling me our 5th overall pick, the future of this franchise that you guys love so much, I'm guessing you're saying it doesn't matter if he's better right now because I guess he'll become better. Is that what you're saying, Mike? Because when you put like blatant statements like that, I want to try to understand you before I respond to you. So I'm guessing you're saying that it's okay if Fitz isn't better than him now because you expect him to be better in the future. Is that what you're saying? EM says we don't know if he's a better quarterback, right?
I'm for that too.
Pull up.
I'm for that too. I'm for the whole point that you're saying.
We don't know if he's a better quarterback yet.
Hey, that's my point. You don't draft the number 5 overall if he ain't better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm gonna tell you that. You don't draft the guy at number 5 if he ain't better than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Wait. He did follow up saying Ray Charles can see Tua is a better talent, but I guess he's saying
I was going to say
if he's a better quarterback. Okay, I understand that comment now, Ian, because now that I put them together, because I get what you're saying. He's more talented than him, but you're not 100% sold that the talent is going to correlate to him being a better quarterback in the long term than Fitz.
What
I'm
happened?
gonna say long term right now.
No. See, once again, they're giving Fitz too much credit. See, people want to see that's their sly way of trying to get by on this conversation. They're saying, well, he may not be better right now, but eventually he's going to be way better than Fitz. No. Tua has to be better than Fitz right now if you draft him number 5 overall. Because Fitzpatrick is an average NFL quarterback. You don't draft somebody that's below average. You don't draft somebody who's below average and say that they have them. That's your Jordan Love. You draft him in the late 20s. That's that pick. You don't draft the guy because Ryan Fitzpatrick is average. Average.
Rip said his Burrow better than
draft. You don't draft no freaking average quarterback at number 5. He got to come in at number 5. You above average and got the ceiling to be great. You're above average. Anything in the top 10 should be above average coming into the league. Period. Ryan Fitzpatrick, y'all make it seem like this man is above average.
Did somebody just try to say? Somebody just tried to say that Fitz's situation here is the reason why. Well, I mean, he's been in better situations. I mean, and he's still done what Fitz does.
Is Joe Burrow better than Ryan Fitzpatrick? Let me know in the comment section. Great question to the homie
Rip
Brown. Is Joe Burrow better than Ryan Fitzpatrick? I'm just curious. Is Joe Burrow better than Ryan Fitzpatrick? Can y'all enlighten me? Is it even close? Y'all tickling me today.
Wait a minute, Adrian. Hold up. Wait a minute, because you know what? I'm not going to do this because I said I wasn't going to look on the past, but saying that he outplayed Brady.
Ryan Fitzpatrick been in better situations than done worse. It's the truth, man.
People listen. You know what it is? It's like I said. When you've had Jay Cutler and Brock Osweiler, even Ryan Fitzpatrick looks like at least a 1 carat diamond. And people are like, come on. And to Adrian, you know, you're such a great guy. You always have great comments in the comment section. But let's not forget that game. Brady Fitz had Parker to throw to, but Brady literally had no one. And they were literally one drive away from beating us. Parker versus Gilmore was just a cheat code that day. So, and I'm pretty sure I think Isaiah Ford and Albert Wilson also made some plays on that game-winning drive too. But you know, we saw, you know, we know what Brady can do when he has at least one wide receiver. And that day he just didn't have one, and he was still in that game. I don't know if that's, you know, patient on our defense or.
Listen, Jay Orion makes a great point. TD, you didn't even want us to draft Tua. Now you want us to start him day one. I'm actually showing you, Jay Orion, why I didn't want to draft Tua. Why I didn't. As a matter of fact, I'm not showing you. Everybody making these excuses right now are showing you why I didn't want to draft Tua. They're showing you why I did it at number 5. Because the characteristics they're naming ain't a number 5 overall pick. The excuses they making, you don't make for a number 5 overall pick. You don't. You don't make those excuses for a number 5 overall pick. But Tua has been drafted by the Miami Dolphins. So my biggest concern was his proneness to injury. And as long as he stays healthy, he gives us the best chance to win, and he's a number 5 overall pick. There are about 6 guys that could have been more impactful this year and years to come for the Miami Dolphins if we would have selected them at number 5. But we chose Tua, and I'm rocking with that, and I'm good with that. So let's treat him like his stock, like the player he is. And we're going to eliminate all the concerns that I had because we drafted him anyway. We're going to eliminate his proneness to injury. We're going to eliminate that. We're not going to care about that. So therefore, if I'm not going to care about that, he gives us the best chance to win. He's the best quarterback on our roster by far, and let's roll. It's time to go win some games.
TD. Wait, somebody said Patrick Chung is opting out? No, he's not. But no,
the way things going.
Listen, and I'm going to say this because I feel like people need to really like get over the fact that you didn't want Tua. He's on the team now. You're a fan of the Miami Dolphins.
Exactly.
At the time when you were looking at it, you were looking at it from a standpoint of the questions about his health and all that. Now that he's on our team, that's like saying, like for years,
that's irrelevant.
You hate certain players like there's certain players who we don't like. But if they were come on the Dolphins, you would like them now because they're on your team. I'm not saying TD didn't like Tua. I mean, that's debatable. But at the end of the day, y'all kind of got to get over this. Oh, Doug said Patrick Chung is opting out. Wow. Like, y'all really kind of got to get over this. He's on the team now. At the end of the day, we're fans of a team, not of a player specifically. I mean, other than me. You know, I have a specific player, you know, I just know who I go die hard for. You know, deep dive die hard for. But I'm pretty sure there are players, you know, on this team who in previous drafts were like, what are they doing? Like, why would they draft this guy here? But as soon as they get on this team, you gotta get behind them. Why? Because if we're so busy worrying about why we didn't want to draft them instead of worrying about like how can they help this team, we're gonna be stuck in another 20 years of what we've been going through. Get over it. Get over it. The man on the team, TD loves this team more than a lot of people that I know. Like, I mean, die hard loves this team. So guess what? The fact that he's on this team means that he wants Tua in the best situation possible. He wants Tua to ball out week in and week out. He wants to say, that's my quarterback every single week. Come on, man.
Like, they rather try to prove me wrong.
Right. Like
they want me to be wrong. That's the problem. And then, they want me to be wrong. I've been on the record. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I did not want us to draft Tua Tagovailoa at number 5. I've been on the record saying I would draft this man at 9 or above. I just wouldn't have wanted him at 5.
Right.
I was one of the individuals who said that I would even trade the number 5 pick back to get more assets and try to get him at 9. Yeah, but he wouldn't have been there. Then I'd say, hey, we wouldn't have got him. I would not have gotten him at 5 because of my concerns for him. I had concerns about his proneness to injury. I also had concerns about his reading defenses, which he actually came out and admitted that he doesn't do the best job of because he also didn't have to in Alabama. He didn't have to in Alabama because the guy he wanted to throw to was 95% of the time open, not just open, but wide open. So it concerned me because I wanted to see a larger sample size of not being open and still making it happen. It's a very small sample size of players not being open and he makes it happen. Still got to give him credit for making it happen in that small sample size. But those are the things that worried me. Those were the things that worried me. And number 5, I've never been a fan of the quarterback on a great team. I've never, because it's too many unknowns, because typically they don't come into a great situation when they enter the NFL. And those were concerns of mine. And I had 6 other players that I would have drafted ahead of him. I would have drafted Joe Burrow before Tua. I would have drafted Chase Young before Tua. I would have drafted Simmons before Tua. I mean, I would have drafted Andrew Thomas before Tua. That's just my personal preference. We didn't draft any of those guys. We got Tua. I'm on board with that now. I'm on board with that.
See, you know what it is? And this is how I see it. You feel me? These same people, right? They can see you waving from a deserted island, like, hey guys, help. And these be the same guys that drive right past you because you said you didn't want to draft Tua. Get over it. Stay the man. How you going to change your morals and let a man stay on a deserted island just because TD has come back into the helm. He has come in and he has welcomed Tua a lot more. And I said more positive things about this guy since he's been on this team than a lot of people have. He's the one that can see Tua potential. A lot of these guys don't see, and I want you to think about this. The same guy, like he said, who didn't want him, can see enough in this young man's future that he wants him, that he really believes he could be the best for us week 1. But a lot of people still want to ignore that. Come on. TD,
people,
you my bro.
We live in a day and time where people are offended. People are offended about an opinion.
Yeah.
People are offended about an opinion, and to me, there's nothing weaker than being offended by an opinion. Somebody's opinion is hurting your feelings. Somebody's opinion is hurting your feelings. It's an opinion. That's the world we live in now, where someone's opinion it's the end of the world. He believes that. Oh my gosh, it hurts. It hurts that this person believes that.
My thing, okay, so
for the life of me.
Hold up. So M4L, he says, okay, then you're okay with Fitz as a starter if you would have drafted Simmons. No, if you would have been watching TD's streams way back, he had us getting a quarterback or moving back up to come back and get a quarterback after we drafted another guy. He was never 100% okay with Fitz being the starter, I believe, if I can remember correctly. He had a plan for us coming back and getting one of these other young guys, whether it had been Herbert or something like that.
Exactly. See, people gonna change the narrative of what I wanted then. Somebody says, somebody also said, nah, TD, we ain't hurt. What he said, nah, TD. What?
Today is a good day to just be in the chat. Vent, guys. Just come on and vent. And
get it out.
I think it's like this. Nobody comes for me for saying I wanted Isaiah Simmons. I mean, granted, I never said I didn't want Tua, but I said with the 5th overall pick, if I had to choose, I would say I would have taken Simmons. Nobody comes at me about that. Now, granted, I also did, knowing what I knew about what the Dolphins were going to do, and you can ask any guys that were on the panel, I placed a bet that the Dolphins would select Tua, and I sent it right to them. So anyone who wanted to put my name in a conversation about the Dolphins not having Tua or not getting Tua or not wanting Tua, I already knew that they were going to get him. That's why I put money on it. But certain times when you have to talk about your opinion and what you personally want, it's not always about what are they going to do. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. You feel me? And people just want you to be cookie cut.
They want me. No, they want me to agree with them. They want me to agree with them. Like perfect example. Nico Cuomo says we aren't offended. We just disagree. Then I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the ones who are offended. You see what I'm saying here? Don't bucket yourself. If you're not offended, then TDN ain't talking about me. You see what I'm saying? That just look at it that way. If you're not offended, you just disagree, then TDN ain't talking about me. And he's talking about the offended ones.
People don't.
They know who they are.
Not everybody in this not every fan wanted Tua. It was a popular pick, but not everybody wanted him. It was a popular pick.
We got a great comment though. This is a great point here. See, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So this here's my point, Finsanity. So if Tua never got hurt, Burrow still wins the national championship. Okay, just hypothetically, Burrow still wins the national championship, but Cincinnati drafts Tua and we draft Burrow. Are we starting Joe Burrow game day one?
Yeah.
Let me know, comment section. Are we starting Joe Burrow day one? Are we starting Joe Burrow day one?
Hold up.
Fresh off a national championship.
You telling them what to do. We never tell nobody what to do. That's one thing we never do.
Fresh off a national championship, coming in with the journeyman in front of him. Are we starting Ryan Fitzpatrick? And y'all know the real answer to that. That's my freaking problem. That's my freaking problem. Tua is 100% healthy, so it ain't no difference. It ain't no difference. Y'all know good and well we starting Joe Burrow, fresh off a national championship, coming to the Miami Dolphins as the number 5 overall pick. But y'all just want to make these excuses.
Man, listen, I understand what you went through. You feel me? And to me, that's just going to take personal healing and personal growth. I mean, I don't feel like you should let one man's, and I don't want to say this in a disrespectful way to you at all. You feel me? This is coming from love, my brother. You feel me? Don't let one man's opinion keep you cemented in something. Don't let one man's opinion keep you cemented in something. I get that you want TD, so I know you want to put it in TD's face every single day, but at the end of the day, it only works if TD's still holding on to it. And the fact that he's not holding on to it, and you're the only one that's holding on to it, bro, like, you are so much smarter. Like, I always loved your intelligence, and I'm going to say that because I really feel like I never gave you your flowers while you were here, and I feel like you never got your flowers while you were here. So let me give them to you. So hopefully you can take them flowers and grow with them. You feel me? I don't want you to bury them, but grow with them. You said what everyone felt and knew, that Tua was coming to Miami. And I loved how you backed that up with stats, analysis, film room study, more than just spewing out what everybody says. You brought an opinion to it, and you stuck to it, and you were on it from the beginning. A lot of people wanted Tua from the beginning. You feel me? And I love you for that, bro. But you gotta let this go. And I'm not telling you what to do as a man, but what I'm saying is, personally, for yourself, just find it in your heart to forgive TD. I don't know if TD apologized, but find a way.
He can hold that stress all he want, man. He probably gonna be mad when I'm cheering for Tua starting game 1 with 6 touchdowns.
Did you get your jersey yet, TD?
Huh?
Yeah, TD. Did you get your jersey yet? You should get a jersey, get an autograph.
What kind of jersey?
Huh?
What kind of jersey?
A Tua jersey.
Oh, I ain't going that far.
Really
listen. You gotta show me he gonna be the next Marino before I do that. We in a new
era. We gotta leave that old era behind. We're in a new era like this. We've been through a storm for so long as a fan base. But the one thing, Ian, because you a man of God, you feel me? And I know you can attest this, that God said he would show you a rainbow after every storm. It's time for us as a fan base to come together and enjoy the view of that rainbow, bro. We got to come together. We got to let all that nonsense and shenanigans go. And I'm being like, I'm really being like real and authentic, because listen, I gave it to you. TD gave it to you. A lot of people came on here and gave it to you. And you stood up as a man and take pride as you as a man standing on what you did and what you said and how you felt. As a man, you stood on it and you stood on your principles. And I respect you for that.
I have a right to support the fanny pack. So all y'all who hate it, get off of me, man. I have every right to support the fanny pack, man. We got TD Fin. Y'all go to the merch store. We got TDPHINSTALK 2 of fanny packs on sale now. Y'all make sure you go check it out. The link is below. Oh, man, people just don't want Tua to fail. It will make a lot of people look bad. People just, oh, my gosh, I got to go back. The comment disappeared. I got to go back up to it. That's exactly what I believe it is. Tasha V, shout out to Tasha V. Thank you. Thank you. Tasha got it spot on the money, man. People just don't want Tua to fail. It will make a lot of people look bad. People just want to be right. Exactly. And I don't think the guy's going to fail. I think a lot of y'all just scared that he is, so you want to prolong it. He's not.
Wait a minute.
Believe what you believe before we drafted him.
Ian, and here's my thing. You said stop crying and take your medicine. All of us have moved on, so there's no medicine to take. Everything you spew out to us, like for us who've gotten over it and appreciate Tua being on our team, it doesn't affect us. It may make you feel good. Like it's probably because the only reason why you're doing it is because it makes you feel good. So if it makes you feel good, bro, then go ahead. You know what? I will be the one. I will be the one. You feel me? That every single time you dish it out, I'll take it for everybody, because nobody else, you know what, is like talking.
It's all, listen, I don't know why you ain't
I'm trying to
I'm
just trying to help. I'm just trying to help the man heal. Like I'm really just trying to help the man heal and like get through this. Because at the end of the day, if Tua wins us a championship, wins us a Super Bowl, guess who's celebrating? Everybody.
I'm celebrating anyway. Everybody. Shout out to Mike Pellegrino who said
12 wins. Everybody celebrating.
Listen, Mike Pellegrino said TD would be happy if Tua gets hurt. Mike, I would be devastated. Because here goes another 3-4 years. Here goes another big question. I would be devastated if the man got hurt. I would be devastated. And you don't have to believe that, but I really would. Because that puts our Dolphins behind the curve of winning a Super Bowl. He will get hurt. Please don't put that on him, man. Y'all stop that mess. Please stop that. We ain't gonna wish no injury on none of our players, man. We don't wish injury on none of our players. Now, some of our players is almost a guarantee. Xavier Howard. Oh my God. It was something in my throat. Sorry. But anyway, but listen, we ain't gonna wish that on nobody, man. Listen, it's not that serious. I'm trolling TD for the most part. I know you trolling him. Man, you were born to troll, man. You know I'm right. That's why.
You know what? I'm TD because you know. Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Listen, as long as he good, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's all I want. I just want to make sure my EM got peace in his heart. That's all.
Doug said, hey, well, don't talk about X like that. I didn't talk about X. I was coughing, man. I was just saying, man. Who's the player on our team that everybody's most concerned about getting hurt? Put it in the comment section. What player on our team would you have the most concern about getting hurt? What player would that be? What player would that be? I got some water for you. Oh, Doug getting on me, man. Oh, man. They say Tua and X, man. Everybody's saying Tua and X. Preston Goodwin, he could be added because he got a short sample size. Tua. It's just interesting to me that a lot of people saying Tua is their biggest concern about getting hurt.
Really?
That's interesting. But I don't have a right to.
I wonder.
But I don't have a right to not have one of him at number 5 for that same concern.
Oh no!
For that same concern, man.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
It's top defensive player. Oh, he talking about Byron. Wow. The value QB has. Devontae. I still have my Miami Dolphins Joey Porter jersey. TD gonna hurt himself watching the games. How am I gonna hurt myself, man? I enjoy watching our games. Y'all know me. We be down 60-0, and I'm still like, come on, we can get one in. I'm always rocking for my team, man. I ride for my team. I don't care. I'm very critical of players, but listen, because the last 20 years, I don't understand how a lot of y'all are not very critical of players. You should, the last 20 years should have taught all of us to stop caring and falling in love with players. We got to do what's best for our team going forward. I'm done with that player crap. I was a player fan for a long time. Who is the other quarterback we drafted last year? Is he still on the team, TD? Tasha, the only quarterbacks we got are Rosen, Fitz, and Tua right now. Jake Ruddock, we just released. We cut Jake Ruddock. Regardless of the futures contract, and I was telling people that don't mean anything. Futures contract just reserves his rights, so no other team can come scoop him. So that's all we got. Rosen, Fitz, and Tua. And again, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want Fitz to start the season. I would rather go ahead and get Rosen's few games out the way. And if he plays well, keep him going. If you do want to take the approach of let's not rush Tua, let's save him, blah, blah, blah. If you do take that approach, I say start Rosen. It ain't nothing I need to see with, because they're keeping Rosen around as if they already said he's going to be given a fair opportunity. So at some point, people do feel like he's going to play football in a real game. Go ahead and see what he is right now. Go ahead. If you want to sit Tua, see, I would be better if you play Rosen instead of Fitz over Tua, because I would feel like you have an excuse to say, let's see what we have. That way we can know what we're going to do with him in the future. That's the only excuse I would ever give Tua for not starting this year. That's the only excuse. Play Rosen so we can find out if he's actually improved. Whether he's starter material, in which if he is starter material and Tua's still better, then he's a good trade asset now. And if he ain't starter material, play him now to find out, is he going to be our long-term backup for the next 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? That's the only way around that. That's the only way I could see that happening. So that's all I'm gonna say on that matter. That's the only way. If Tua don't start, that means Rosen better be out there. Listen, Fitz, we already know what we got in Fitz. It ain't finna be no Super Bowl. Okay? It ain't. I can't even tell y'all it's gonna be a playoffs with this team. I can't even tell you it's gonna be a playoffs with this team with Fitz under the helm. So you might as well go ahead and start working on your future. People, I can't believe people forget about the first 7, 8 games Fitz put out there on the field this year. How quickly we were blinded by the last 8 and didn't care about the first 8. Well, let me be fair.
He didn't play in all the first 8.
Let me be fair. The first 6, because Rosen got 2 of those. But we just don't care that he actually lost the starting job to Rosen, got it back and still sucked, and then finally turned the corner around week 9. Finally. These are facts. Why are people ignoring that? These are straight facts. And people ignore it. Like this man, oh my God, they act like this man played a Mahomes-like season.
Listen, devil's advocate. No one thinks Fitz is our franchise quarterback.
Listen, he could, Tasha.
Fitzpatrick
he could have a Nick Foles type of year.
Wait a minute,
Tasha. Which Nick Foles? The Super Bowl one?
Wait a minute.
Or the Super Bowl one, or the Jacksonville one?
Listen, wait 1 minute, because people forget that Nick Foles came on a team that was already balling out. All he had to do was not mess it up. Now, granted, Nick Foles played out of his mind, but it's not like he was like on a crazy team, like a horrible team, and just came in and saved. Wentz was having a whole MVP year with that team. Like, come on, how soon we forget? Yeah, we remember the guy who won the Super Bowl, but let's not forget Wentz was out there leading MVP candidate at that time and just got hit at the wrong time trying to make he did get the touchdown. If I remember that play correctly, he did get the touchdown, but he lost the rest of the season for that. So yeah, if our team is balling out and Fitzpatrick comes in like week 12 or 13 because something happens, then yeah, he could possibly have a Nick Foles type of year. But to say that Nick Foles did it for a whole season?
No, listen. I'm sorry, Doug. No.
But I'm with you on that, Tasha. I see what you're saying.
I'm sorry, Doug. Rosen got 3 starts, 2.5, because halftime, Fitz came in. No.
Fitz didn't come in at halftime. After halftime, he came in after the half, but Rosen came out in the third quarter. TD.
It was the middle. It was after one possession in the third, and Fitz came in, almost won. Got to give that game to Fitz. I ain't giving that game to Fitz. They stopped blitzing. They were blitzing Rosen on every play. The Dolphins went in the shotgun, and they stopped blitzing. And almost don't count. Almost doesn't count. Get it done.
Rodney, no one is okay. So people say, Rodney, we're not talking down on Fitz. What we're saying is we're just saying what we saw. We're not. A lot of people like Fitz, Rodney.
I'm talking down. I ain't got time to listen. Listen, I'm sick of it, Finsanity. I'm so freaking sick of it. I've been rocking with this team my whole life, and I'm sick of the crap. I am so sick of the crap. So yes, I'm talking about Fitz. He's a journeyman. Thank you for your service, and we're going to continue to thank you for your service. But when people want to sit here and act like he's just a step below Dan Marino, that's how y'all acting. That's how people acting.
They not saying that. TD, they're not
like this, man. I ain't playing with them no more like this. And listen, we either want better or we want more of the same. Which one do you want?
Listen, people,
you want better for your team or more of the same?
Listen, TD. We are prisoners of the fact that we actually got to win some games. No one expected us. I don't even think our fan base expected us to win any games. But they're happy. They're so happy that we won some that it is like fireworks shows. Like, come on.
Like we treating the guy that won 5 games as the league MVP.
They acting like the man should be in the ring of honor. That's how they acted. That like to us, that's how it's coming. Y'all acting like this dude.
There's probably somebody in the comment section that'll argue that. They'll argue that. Well, I'm saying though,
what he did
stop the Patriots from getting the first round bye. You know, Stephen Ross need to put him in the ring of honor.
TD. Any team who played that Patriots team, week 17 would have stopped them from getting that week 1 round bye. Facts. And I'm gonna say it because ain't nobody else gonna say it. A lot of teams, we weren't the only one. Like we feel so special because we're the ones who did it. But like, let's call a spade a spade. A lot of teams would have done that. We're not the only one. They just happened to come through us. Well, we had to go up there and go through them.
Listen,
just man. The best they had in years. Oh gosh.
We're gonna have a vote to put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the ring of honor and give him a statue.
He already in the fan ring of honor. The fans have already put him.
Deserve a bigger statue than Dan Marino.
Go out and buy his jersey at this point, guys.
Oh, my bad, Doug. I thought you meant coming on now, man. I thought, man, we're going to have a great stream, Doug. Matter of fact, let's just schedule a perfect day where we can get some good time in because tonight's going to be rough, man. Let's schedule a perfect day to get some good time in because a lot of these topics are great topics and fire topics. These are good topics, man, because I also want to get your take on players like Rashad Jones and the stunt he talk about. He a Hall of Famer. In the Cam Wake situation, I want to get your thoughts on stuff like that. It's a lot of things I want to get your thoughts on, man. So we'll hit each other up after the stream and figure out a perfect time and day we can lock in a good stream, man. And Finsanity, you got to be there with us. EM, I don't even know if I won't even waste my time with this.
EM should definitely be on because he's a great guy. He has this, and I know he's going to bring some interesting opinions. Listen, Doug, I appreciate that we won 5 games, but I'm not going to like over exaggerate. Let's put it like that. I'm not going to over exaggerate.
And listen, for the record, Fitzpatrick ain't win us no 5 freaking games. Our defense played better. Defense played better. What if our defense stayed the same way it was in the first 8 games?
And Doug,
Fitzpatrick wasn't putting up enough points. The only game he put up enough was against Philly. But if our defense didn't improve, it didn't matter. We would have still lost those games. And the stats say Fitzpatrick played better, but you got to understand our whole offensive scheme changed. We stopped going in the I formation. 90% of the plays we ran was in the 4 wide with the running back on the hip.
We're not saying Fitz to improve. We're just saying y'all giving the man way too much credit.
No,
Like
I'm
he
not even
deserves
saying
credit, but like y'all are just giving like him way, way,
not
way,
even
way,
saying he
way too much.
improved Insanity. He was
Right.
a product of what happened on the field. Why you think his rushing yards went up? Because every play in the last 7 games of the season was out of the shotgun. Every play was out of the shotgun. Over 90% of the plays was out of the shotgun. Now you can see the pressure coming. Now you can make better decisions running. They were trying to go with a conventional balanced offense earlier, and he was trash. Any quarterback, it makes life easier when they're in the shotgun. When you're under center and you fake the handoff and somebody in your face, you're going to look trash. So I get that aspect of it too. I'm not saying he had a bad end of the season, but what I'm saying to y'all is it wasn't just him that made his play improve. Our defense played better. He got more possessions later in the season. We got more first downs.
You know, TD, this is what I would tell people to do. No lie. TD, I would tell them this. If they like let's just do it like this. All right, boom. All right. If you really like you really believe that much, right? Imagine our schedule being flipped. And we're ending the season with the Ravens and the Cowboys and the Patriots that were the Patriots back then, the first time we saw them, and the Chargers, and how be it. How many games does he win? Because y'all say that he just improved that much. How many of those do we win? Also, that's the thing we also say. Look at some of the competition that we also had to play too. Like we could talk about the Eagles game. Yeah, I will give you that. But anyone who's known the Eagles know they ain't had quarterbacks. They have not had cornerbacks in a very long time. And Doug probably can appreciate that too, coming from Jersey. So I mean, at the end of the day, he beats the Cowboys. Wow, I would love to see that one.
How he gonna beat the Cowboys when Drake fumbling on the 8-yard line? Preston Williams dropping
Drake's
touchdown.
Not there, TD.
Xavier Howard getting murdered in the second field.
Drake's not there. Remember, we got to keep the same
he wouldn't have beat him though with that team. Like people forget. You mean to tell me? Let me put it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say that Ryan Fitzpatrick
play against the Chargers. Let's say didn't Rosen start against the Chargers, or am I missing something, Doug?
What happened?
You said we were. You said we were in the Chargers game. I'm pretty sure that was Rosen's start, not Fitz's. But
yeah, I mean, Rosen started versus the Chargers.
Nine times out of 10, if Fitz would have started, listen.
Here's what they did.
With the last 5, we're 0-5.
Here's what they need to understand, Finsanity. Let me break this down for them, okay? Let's break this down. So, say Fitz played as well as he did late in the season, early in the season. Say he balled out early in the season, just like he quote unquote did at the end of the season. So were we beating Baltimore?
No.
Were we beating Baltimore?
No.
Were we beating New England?
No.
Were we beating the Cowboys?
No.
And Rosen actually had a good game that game. If the receivers weren't dropping the ball and Xavier Howard wasn't getting murdered, and if Drake wasn't fumbling, he still wouldn't have beat the Chargers. We would have had a bye week. He probably would have beat the Redskins, though. He probably would have beat the Redskins. That's one victory. He still would have lost to Buffalo. Last year, that is. And Pittsburgh Steelers.
Games.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Fitz played both games against the Bills and lost.
Would it really have been a difference? Because that's what Fitz is going to give you. Fitz at his best is going to give us 8-8 next season. At his best. 16 games at his best. Because we know what his best is. It's inconsistency. It's just it came in the form of being trash early and playing decent football late. That's what it came in the form of. Terrible early, decent football late. Now, mind you, we had a trash O-line. Everybody played trash. Receivers were dropping balls for not just Rosen, but for him too. This was happening. This. So I get that. I understand that. But what I'm telling y'all, if everybody was playing well, Fitz wouldn't give you more than 3 more wins, and that's 8 wins last season. He wasn't rattling off 6 more had he played the same way all season. 3 more is what, at a max, is what I would have gave Fitz. 3 more. And let me tell you something, Chaney. He said he was running for his life. I'll go out on a limb to say him running for his life probably garnered better results than if the pocket didn't collapse. It probably was best that he was running for his life, because that's when he's at his best. But if you conform him to just being a pocket quarterback and he gets time to throw and just sit back there all day, I actually prefer him running for his life, because he actually makes spectacular things happen when that happens. But sit him back there traditionally and just tell him to be a pocket quarterback and he ain't got to run for his life. The inconsistency is off the charts.
It's TD.
It's the truth.
TD. I will say this: we put up 38 points. Listen, TD, we put up 38 points against the Bengals. That was really good. 27. Well, the offense put up 20 against the Patriots, because I'm pretty sure Eric Rowe had like a pick 6 or something. So the offense put up 20 points against the Patriots. Let's see, put up 20 against the Giants, 21 against the Jets with no touchdowns, 37 against the Eagles. That's pretty good. 24 against the Browns, 20 against the Bills, 16 against the Colts. All right. Okay. That's cool. 26 against the Jets. That makes sense. 14 against the Steelers, 21 against the Bills. I mean, 16 against Washington, but that wasn't his whole game. That wasn't his game. 0 points against the Patriots. That's interesting. And 10 against the Ravens. I mean, to be honest, I feel like people just felt like Fitz was our whole offense, and I get why they feel that way, but
Fitz was responsible for at least 2 of those wins. I agree. I agree. Is that saying much? There's 16 games, y'all.
TD, that's the thing. As I said, we're not like not giving him credit. We're not giving him all the credit that y'all are giving him, and I think that's where y'all don't see it. Like, we understand that Fitz played a part of it, but y'all making it seem like Fitz was the whole pie, like the whole darn pie, like every slice of pizza.
Let me ask y'all a question. Yeah. How many? If insanity, I don't know this answer honestly.
Okay.
How many interceptions is too much for a 16-game season? Like the bottom number, that's too much. Once you hit this number, that's too many interceptions for a quarterback. How many Mahomes had last year? Like 10 or something? Like what gets to the point to where you had too many? I really don't know. I've never thought about what is too many interceptions on a season. Can somebody help me out with that? I'm just trying to understand. Does anybody? How many interceptions is too much in a 16-game season?
Havoc, that's a great answer.
Jameis knows.
I'll let you have it. I'll let you.
You gotta hit Jameis up, man. Let me go order some crab legs. See if I can get him over here. Oh boy,
he in New Orleans right now. He can't hook you up no more.
12 or more, 16 plus, 15 plus, 13 plus. It looks like the average is about 14 for everybody. We got 12, 13, 15, 16. It's a ratio. TD interception ratio, but depends on TD interception ratio.
Adrian, hold up. Adrian said, let's just be honest. Would Fitz get this much hate if Tua wasn't drafted? You already know how I felt before Tua was drafted. It depends
on who was drafted. I mean, it depends on who was drafted, but listen, the thing you have to understand is the facts are the facts. If we talk about the facts, then yes, we're going to talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick like this regardless, because it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
like I said, I feel like
Tell
because
truth.
my thing is like this, like because I feel like people don't understand my mindset. See, I didn't listen to ESPN, FS1, NBC Sports, CBS Sports when they said we were tanking. I didn't listen to them when they said we probably weren't going to win a game. I expected us to win games last year. Like I owe my dad a jersey because I think our over under was 6. Like I think I just took it up, like I rounded it up. So to me, and I took the over. So I was actually hoping that Fitz could have made us better than what we should have been. So please don't. Bye, Doug. Please don't assume that this is coming from a hateful place. No, this is coming from a place that the season has now ended, happened. Let's really look at it for what it is. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say I'm crazy for taking it over. Then, I mean, yeah, I was, but this is something me and my dad do every year. It's father-daughter, fun times. That's what I love to do with my dad. But at the end of the day, I was giving me and TD gave Fitz way more credit than a lot of y'all who are ringing his bell now in the beginning of the season, because people were telling us.
Remember what we were saying? They were yelling at us for saying that Fitz might have one of the best seasons of his career, wouldn't they? They were yelling at us about that.
But they the same people now. Might have the tides changed. Because I mean, listen, at least now I'm coming from it after seeing what his season. I have more faith in the guy than y'all have in him now back then. So I mean, it's crazy. I mean,
it's crazy. And this is one of the main reasons why we start winning games, because Parker start being Superman. And that's a fact too. Mm-hmm. One of the main reasons we were also winning games is because Parker started to be Superman on the football field.
Listen.
So great point, Pontiac. And I made that point before. People just ignore it. But we were literally, me and Finsanity, we were literally at the beginning of the season saying Ryan Fitzpatrick might have one of the best seasons of his career under Flores. And people were getting mad at us and knocking us for saying that.
And TD, and some of them still feel like for what he had to go through, it was one of his best seasons. Some people will really argue for what he had to go through, it was technically his best season. Some people really argue that point. Well, no offensive line and such and such and such and such and such and such. This was his best season.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I was supposed to be off at noon. Yeah. But listen, y'all, it's that time. It's time to end the stream, man. This was a great conversation. We're going to pick it up later. I'm going to see if we can later because it's going to be World War 50 tonight if we're able to stream. So y'all stay tuned. I'll let y'all know via Twitter, Instagram, Facebook if we're going to have a show tonight. If we do, it's going to be a good one, y'all. But thank y'all for tuning in. This was a great one. I love when we get into heated conversations and debates because it just makes it that much more exciting. But any last comments before we get out of here, Finsanity?
I love you all. Fins up.
Fins up, y'all. Shout out to Riff Reaper before we get out of here with the donation saying Fitz been a career backup for a reason. Consistency, y'all. Fitz is not the guy. 2 a time. Riff Reaper, man, talk to him. But this is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. As this conversation started, the Patriots are in trouble. The road is easier for us. Tua better take advantage of this. We need to see our stars shine. I'm out. This is TDPHINSTALK and Finsanity 5, and we are out. Peace. We love y'all, man.